A homicidal young Bruce Wayne, the Robin King origin explored. DC Comics have been the hub of psychotic characters and criminals, most of them under Batman's territory. His brand of justice has been the only thing that could keep up with his mentally deranged and altered villains. However, in the dark multiverse or the negative realms in the DC universe, we had some deadly and vicious versions of Batman. They went way beyond control, spreading chaos in their worlds and other worlds in the multiverse. These versions reflect what could have happened if Batman wasn't under the moral code that we have witnessed in the main version. One such version, and the character to be explored today, is Robin King. Hear that? It's the sound of the Robin King, and a new spring is coming. This version of Batman can easily be considered the most sadistic one after the Batman Who Laughs, and is a product of the same incident that made the Prime Earth's Bruce Wayne Batman, but a little different. So without further delay, let us dive into today's video where we will be exploring Robin King. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. The Robin King origin. Long live the King. In the DC Comics world, a version of Bruce Wayne, known as the Robin King, is a supervillain, a prominent enemy in the Dark Knight's death metal storyline. The character was created by Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo and made its first appearance in Dark Knight's Death Metal Series Issue 2, published in September of 2020. Their version of Bruce was born wicked on an unnamed version of Earth in the Dark Multiverse, preferring to torture animals, building weapons, and assault or kill people. The plot begins with Alfred, the butler to the Waynes, sulking and blaming himself for everything. He records in Master Wayne's medical notes record where he says, "Every yeoman, every sign I ignore because he was my boy too," referring to Master Bruce Wayne. There is a flashback where young Bruce is shown to be destroying his toys, killing animals, and beating up other children ruthlessly. Alfred keeps narrating alongside how all these years have gone without any critical and careful check on young Bruce's nature and why he has become something so vicious and smart. The plot then takes us back to the same night when Bruce's parents were killed. That night, after leaving the movie theater, the Waynes had to walk down an alley as Alfred was not allowed to park near the theater by Jim Gordon. The zone was free parking, and no one was allowed to park despite their influence. On their walk back, the Waynes are confronted by Joe Chill, but unlike the story, Bruce cuts open his throat using a knife and kills his own parents with Joe's gun. Later, when the police arrive, he sets up the entire act as if Joe killed his parents. Later, Alfred asks him several times about the events that happened in the alley, but Bruce never explained. Instead, he was busy finding out his inheritance and wealth from his father. Jim Gordon was the first police officer to report to the crime scene of the Waynes' murder and had to come show Alfred a few encrypted files that speak about the murder in detail. But before any further reasoning can be done, Bruce shoots Jim Gordon with an arrow that hits his jugular veins and kills him. Alfred avoids his attack and hides just when Bruce attacks him wearing his bat costume. He thanks Alfred for taking care of him for all these years and then kills him as well. The story ends with Bruce, aka Robin King, sitting on his chair and saying, "Hear that? It's the sound of the Robin King, and a new spring is coming." Unlike previous dark multiverse incarnations of Bruce Wayne, the Robin King is born wicked and does not lose his moral compass as a result of external events. The Robin King reflects Bruce's concern that he was always damaged deep inside and that his parents' deaths were only an excuse to release the evil and violence that had always been within him. What makes Robin King so deadly? The Robin King has been vicious and violent since he was a toddler, assaulting Alfred with his rattle, inventing weapons, hurting animals, and most memorably, killing the mugger who interrupted the Waynes in Crime Alley before murdering his own parents with his pistol. He's also a master manipulator, as proven by his ability to mask his aggressive conduct and fool the authorities and the public into believing he was grieving the death of his parents. Bruce is also gregarious and joyously cruel, casually commenting that he has devised methods to murder every single superhero in his reality and delighting in the crimes he performs. What makes Robin King so deadly are his powers and abilities like deception and genius-level intellect. Robin King is an expert at creating tools to deal with specific foes by exploiting all of their flaws. Robin King has devised plans to assassinate every superhero in his universe. He figured out how to change the anti-life equation. Robin King is able to murder his adversaries with minimum effort by employing not just the most effective, but also the most cruelest weapon. He was well equipped with the anti-life equation and his utility belt. The anti-life equation was a metaphysical mathematical formula that allowed anyone who knew it to control the will of any sentient race. This is the dark side's ultimate objective. His utility belt has Lazarus pit water, nth metal cuffs, suit of souls, and teleporter. The Lazarus pit is a natural phenomenon that consists of a pool of unknown liquid with healing capabilities that may cure injuries instantaneously and even bestow immortality to people who bathe in it. Nth metal, sometimes known as ninth metal, is a rare metal which has gravity-defying properties. The ragman's powers were granted by the Suit of Souls, a mystical Jewish garment fashioned of rags. Robin King has access to various deadly weapons. The Olympian deity Hephaestus created the Bind of Veils, which may be used to induce hallucinations. The formidable imp bottled Mr. Mxyzptlk may be utilized as a weapon. A speed force canceling poison that liquefies Speedster's muscles is applied to a flash ring that has been changed to include Nora Allen's remains. The blood of Anton Arcane and Abigail Arcane has been infused into the R emblem on his costume, imbuing it with rot energy. Deranged gun is a weapon that is filled with a chemical known as debrider, which kills necrotic tissues. Good thriller, a ring containing Zeus lightning bolts and capable of killing godly creatures. Lobo's hook is extremely durable and indestructible. Every sinner who is struck by this weapon is sent to Masak Mavdil, the lowest abyss of hell. Joe Chill's gun is used to make this ring pop. It could, for whatever reason, be used to hurt Batman of Earth Zero. Smallville is a ring made up of every hue of kryptonite known to man. Smilex is a poisonous drug that causes a victim's face to twist into a grin before killing them. Conclusion. Robin King is the harshest Batman that DC has ever created. The Batman who laughs enlisted the most wicked incarnations of the Caped Crusader from around the cosmos to defeat the forces of good in Dark Knight's metal, resulting in the most terrifying forms of Batman to date. In terms of villainy, however, none match the Robin King. The origin tale of Robin King sets him apart from all previous villains. Because the tremendous tragedy that motivated his transformation was the same catastrophe that drove Bruce Wayne of Earth Prime to become the Dark Knight, Robin King is the most twisted version of Batman. And with that, we come to the end of this video. Hope you enjoyed our content and gathered some detailed information about Robin King. And as we do our best to put up new videos every day, we'd be delighted with your support by just clicking the subscribe and the like button. Don't forget to share our videos with others. So, see you all in the next video. Till then, stay tuned, be safe, cheers.